Hello everyone, today we're going to play around with Super Nintendo games a little bit more. Some of you might not be aware of the fact that the original hardware actually had limitations, which they were able to get around later on by adding special chips on board with the actual cartridges that they came with, such as Yoshi's Island, Pilot Wings, Doom, and Stunt Race FX, and so on. These were FX1, FX2, CX4, and etc. chips. And we're going to do a few test examples right now. We'll do the dummy folder, SNES, and you're going to see pretty much games that would typically have tremendous performance issues. And Biometal is actually not a special chip game, but it's still a tough case scenario as far as games to run. And you'll see why right now, because literally everything you do adds up to the memory usage of the mini classics. And just watch what happens when I run this with SNES 9X 2010. It gets ridiculous here. I mean, I'm going to go right into the RetroArch settings input, hotkey binds. And you might notice at the top left I have a frame per second counter, because some of you actually requested to see exactly what a difference it is between before and after. So we're going to add rewind here. And not only are we going to add rewind, we're actually going to add a very, very CPU intensive shader, which drops down to frame per second as well. So quick menu shader. And I'm going to be doing this on every game because I have it set up in such a way that it will not be permanent. That is a good thing because if you mess up, you just quit the game and it'll be back to normal. But we're going to do Super Eagle here. Bam. And now when I play the game, it is just going to be absolutely abysmal. Just watch for yourself here. The frame per second is probably going to drop down like a good 15 to 20 frames per second. It's not even going to be remotely close to 60 frames per second. But you'll see right here. Just look how bad it is. Once it updates the top left, it should be around 45 frames per second for my estimation. It's going to drop down. There we go, 44.66. This is bad. Not at all remotely playable. And when I'm playing FX2 chip game next, you'll see similar results. But yes, it is absolutely unbearably playable, and the rewind feature is cool, because watch what happens. If I get hit, bam, I can push R2 and rewind. Erase my mistake. But it'd be nice if we could run that full speed ahead. But we're going to do low content Star Trek Dummy, and we're going to load another one or two games here and see what they're like. We'll do Yoshi's Island, which is another tough case scenario real quick. We'll look at that beautiful colored 3D box artwork here. Same exact core. We're going to do the exact same thing with the shader and rewind ability here. And I'm doing it per game just so you guys and gals can see exactly how it's done. Again, RetroArch settings. We're going to go into input, hotkey binds. Then we'll go to rewind. And I'm setting it to R2. You can push start to revert it if you would like to, but I'm going to have it on R2 for right now because Super Nintendo is generally L1 and R1, no R2 or L2. So it's a perfect button to input on my PlayStation Classic controller. Quick menu. Enable rewind here. Bam. Then we're going to go quick menu shaders. And we'll do the exact same thing. The shader preset, which I'm a big fan of, Super Eagle. Bam. And now we're going to have another performance issue here. A little bit of performance anxiety for the game, so to speak. Okay? See how this runs there? You can already see quite a bit of sound stutter even in the menus there. It's at 50 to 52 frames per second just on the menu alone, which is bad. I mean, the graphics look beautiful with the shader applied, of course, but wait till you see how the game plays. And the cool thing is, at least you have a few alternatives. You can run the Game Boy Advance version, the Nintendo DS version on joystick, and so on. But some of you might want to be able to run this FX2 chip game on the actual SNES cores, and I'm going to be doing that today at 60 frames per second, yes. Despite what you see right now, we're going to be doing it at 60 frames per second in my next test examples. And I'm still watching IT Crowd. I've been through the series more than once, and it's such a great show, especially after you get past season 1. It really gets up with some of the awesomeness of shows like Seinfeld, as far as some of the humor situations. The comedy errors, Three's Company, Big Bang Theory, and of course stuff like Seinfeld, okay? You're going to see the frame per second drop here, horribly. This is really, really bad. And you can only imagine how bad Star Fox and Stunt Race FX will run out here. Yes, 45 frames per second. You're probably going to do hard on that part. Yep. Absolutely unplayable. Okay, so we're going to fix this up right now. We'll do one more quick test example here. Just to show you how bad these things run. SNES FX. We'll do Star Fox. We'll see how that runs. Okay, Star Fox, same core. This is an FX1 chip game. And then we're going to redo all these with bumped up, beefed up improvements there, and we'll have 60 frames per second, even with rewind. Again, I'm going to go into input hotkey binds. Right here, rewind, turn to R2. Okay. And then we'll go to quick menu rewind. and then the shader. So we're adding 3 things here that are pretty much going to be screwing up the performance and speed. Okay, we got rewind enabled. I push R2 just to make sure I had it. Now wait till we get in game here. You'll see how bad it is. Yeah, you can always see the stutter in here. And we're going to load all these in a row. And Doom is another heavy hitter game, which is just not really a great port. It is an FX2 chip game, just like Yoshi's Island. So you can see that in action too. But let's see how Star Fox performs here. And right now we have 57.41 there, but once it updates, it's probably going to be down to 45 frames per second. It's already getting pretty abysmal here. Stutter and choppiness. And 44 frames per second. I'm sure the gameplay is going to be awful here. It's going to be hideous. But I'm going to show you work in progress as far as the next update is concerned. And like I said, you're going to be able to run 60 frames per second here. Here we can rewind again. Awesome. We want to be able to rewind. I'll show you exactly why you want to be able to rewind. Okay? Yes, it's going to get really bad once I start playing here. It'll probably drop down to 45 frames per second again. Okay. 49, but once it updates, it'll probably drop down to like 45. See, it's going down a little bit more here. It's pretty bad. Not what I expect to play, especially on a decent spec PlayStation Classic. Just a little bit underwhelming here. Now we're going to reload these same exact 3 games in a row here, just so you can see. We're going to go here and we'll do Biometal first. And we're going to do the exact same thing, but this is going to be with the updated core. Going to go into quick menu, input, hotkey binds, rewind, R2, quick menu, shaders, and all that, rewind on, shader to Eagle again. But guess what, guys and gals, we're going to be able to run 60 frames per second now. So watch for yourself here. There won't even be a performance speed drop at all. Just watch once it starts playing. 60.12 right now. And you might think I don't have rewind enabled here, but we'll see about that in a moment here once I get hit by an enemy or 2. Let's intentionally get hit by an enemy and see what happens here. Bam. We can rewind. Look at that. 60 frames per second. Flawless. No slowdown. No flicker. It is just absolutely flawless right now. This is the way the game should have been run to begin with. And then we gotta do the other games like Yoshi's Island, of course, too. But yes, we got 60 frames per second in this incredibly awesome shmup here. And we can rewind. And this rewind comes in handy as a set of training wheels on some games like Super Goes and Goes. Yes, a nice steady 60 frames per second there. And I'm very, very happy with this. Let's go into the quick menu again and we'll go down to Yoshi's Island. Let's see how that runs now. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We'll do the rewind and the shader again and see how that applies to this game. Okay, quick menu, input, all that good stuff. Hotkey binds. And like I said, I'm doing this intentionally just so you can see the easy way to do rewind. And I'm doing it on R2 again. Then quick menu, rewind option, enable. And it's good to keep this off if you're not using it because some arcade games will actually crash back to the main menu if you have it enabled. Shaders, we'll do the Eagle again. Still my favorite shader of them all. And you're going to see a whole different ball game here. It's going to be an FX2 chip game. Run at 60 frames per second once we start the game. Just watch for yourself here. Okay, it updated to 60 frames per second. And you're going to see exactly the stability that is entailed within the context of the gameplay in a moment here. And of course, Star Fox will be our last test, and then we'll do a couple more at 60 frames per second to see how they apply, such as Doom. I'm having faith on this, though. And this will go out the very, very next update for PlayStation Classic. Unfortunately, this is not going to work at all for the Mega Drive, SNES, or NES Classics. It is what it is. This is only going to work on a PlayStation Classic, period. Some things are just that way. Okay. We got rewind. We're good to go. And we got 60 frames per second. If you can think of any other shows like IT Crowd, be sure to let me know. I mean, somebody recommended In-Betweeners. I did watch that before. A great, great show as well. Oh no, we can rewind that and do that jump again. Awesome. There we go. Look at that. No slowdown at all. That rewind comes in so handy there. There's another beautiful thing indeed, because not only do we have rewind and the shader applied, but check this out. We're going to do this with a custom OST on top of the shader and the rewind. We'll do that with Super Ghost and Ghost. Okay? Let's get into this real quick. We'll do the exact same scenario here. We're going to go into quick menu and input and all that stuff. We'll do a hotkey binds, rewind. And again, the custom OST knocks off a little bit of performance and speed as well. So we're going to do that, the hotkey binds, and do rewind here. R2. We'll go in the quick menu, apply the rewind. And this custom OST is pretty damn awesome for this game. Quick menu shaders. And then we're going to load shader preset, go to Eagle. And then we're going to have all these in conjunction with a custom CD soundtrack. Now let's get into the game, and here's awesomeness right here. Volume down just a little bit. Some of the custom OSTs do not have normalized volume, so you kind of have to have your volume down on a few of them. But let's see how the game applies. We got rewind there in case I screw up. Try to get my first weapon here. 60 frames per second, awesome here. No slowdown, everything's running awesome. Turn the volume up a little bit because I want to hear this amazing soundtrack. That is awesome. Hope I get my crossbow there. No, I don't want that weapon. Let's see if I can rewind it and get a different weapon here. I wonder. What if it's RNG, like random number generator here? See? Look at that awesomeness. That's what I'm talking about. You get a different weapon every time you rewind. Let's try that again. I want to try to get my crossbow here. Okay, give me your crossbow. Nope, I don't want that weapon. Let's rewind again. That's awesome being able to manipulate luck like that. Nope, dagger. I have a faith I'll get it within 2 more tries there. Crossbow, yes. How awesome is that? You can literally just manipulate luck in a game by rewinding. And you can do that in quite a few games. I used to do that in Castlevania Harmony of Despair, I should say, for PS3. And that worked out to my favor. Okay, let's try to get to the stage here. See if I can do it without even doing rewind at all. We can rewind if we want to, though. But we're going to get to the second stage, which has a phenomenal soundtrack. No slowdown at all. Awesome. Loving this soundtrack. 0 slowdown mode activate here. And we're running 60 frames per second. This game is actually easier than Ghosts and Goblins for Nintendo. It is far easier. It's probably easier than even Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins for PSP. That one's pretty tough too. But we're going to try to get through here. I don't need to worry about him. I'll just jump over him. So far so good. No slowdown. Bam, 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 bam. Love that they have synthesizer type things in there. Look at that. I can rewind that shot there. There we go. No harm, no foul. I should be able to get to the stage fairly easily now without having to worry about anything taking me down because I can rewind. I don't typically play games like this, but it's still a very, very cool feature. And unfortunately, when you activate rewind, the more CPU intensive the core, the harder it is to actually enact rewind. And if you get another suit of armor on top of this one, you actually be able to do like homing missiles, which are fantastic. I should be able to get them by the second stage. And I love the music for the second stage here. We definitely gotta try it. Oh, I don't want that. No way. That's one thing I hate, that if I accidentally jump onto a weapon I don't want. Okay? We all know what happened the first time you got to this part. It gets tricky. Bam! I'm prepared this time with my rewind mode activated. Okay? And we should be to the second stage. Oop! I'm gonna rewind that. See how nice and convenient that is? I'm prepared again. And we should be nearing the actual first boss there. Very, very simple. Whoops. Let's try that again. How awesome, how convenient is that? Nope. Try that again. Dum, 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 dum. So nice and convenient. Like I said, I've actually beaten this game legitimately, and I typically wouldn't use rewind, but for the sake of this video and doing 60 frames per second, it's quite entertaining here. I don't see any reason why I'm not going to be able to get to the second stage with the setup I have right now. 60 frames per second, beautiful shader, and rewind mode activate. And we got to definitely try Doom for a moment, see how that performs. Okay, let's get to this boss real quick. Well, that was close. And you might notice there's no slowdown, which is awesome here. Oop. That was close. I'll find like a pixel or two. Oh, there we go. Let's avoid that accident. There we go. I can rewind it all I want there, and let's try this again. Oh, nope, didn't work. There we go. Got that covered. Now we're at the boss, which should be a fairly easy battle since I have a great weapon here. Then we're going to see the second stage, the beautiful music to the second stage. Oh yeah, we got this. This should be a nice and easy battle. There we go. Now we're on the second stage. And the music is phenomenal on the second stage here. And after we see the second stage for a moment, we'll try a couple other games real quick. Again, 60 frames per second for the win here. Next update, guys and gals. Listen to this incredible music here. This is great music. I love the guitar work on this. Whoever did the guitar work is great on this. Actually, I know why this music sounds so cool. It reminds me of Tales from the Crypt music. It's like the Tales from the Crypt theme. Great music, great stage, and this is quite a difficult stage. But we got rewind here if we get screwed. Give me a chest here. I want to be able to have my homing missiles very soon here. Oh no, what are we going to do? We got rewind if we need it. I'd like to have my homing missiles though. That makes the stage a hell of a lot easier. You get a special secondary weapon anytime you have any of these. Like this will translate into a homing weapon. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try it one more time. Nope, a little bit off. So close! Look at that. Nope. Oh, look at that. That is so sweet. Nope, avoid that one. You get the idea though. Let's try another game real quick, and let's try Doom real quick, see how that plays here. And we'll do the exact same thing here. We'll do the rewind in the shader. It's a very tough case scenario to run. I'd recommend running this on PR Boom if you at all have a chance to. We'll do the quick menu, rewind on. Then we'll go to the input, hotkey bind. Do that rewind again. Again, it'll reset after you exit each game, which is a good thing. It's a fail-safe safety measure. Shader again. Eagle. Bam. Now we're going to see how Doom runs here, and hopefully it runs 60 frames per second. Because it is one of the toughest games to run on the SNES Classic, Mega Drive Mini, NES Classic, and so on. But let's see how it plays once we start the game here. And again, you can run the actual retail version of Doom on any of the PlayStation Classics by simply using PR Boom Core. Now this is running quite nice, actually. 60 frames per second. It's a horrible port, though, but it's essentially running like it does on the real hardware. So I'm very happy with this. Definitely way better than my last test with this game. Bam. Should be pretty easy to get to the stage now. Again, the PR Boom runs this way better because you're playing the actual PC version. But for Super Nintendo FX2 game, it's run pretty nice. Should be pretty easy to zoom to the stage here. I'm near the end of the first stage already. It's 60 frames per second. How awesome is that? There we go, end of the stage, and here we are for the win. Pick up a little bit of ammunition here. Health, ammunition, all that jazz, and then we can go to the second stage. And here's our little elevator switch. And we beat the first stage. Now we're going to try another game real quick that's a tough one. It's one of my favorites, and it doesn't really run well anywhere, but we're going to be running 60 frames per second now. Stunt Race FX. This might be the last game I showcase, but it's going to be running at a seamless 60 frames per second. And we'll do the exact same thing again. We'll do the input hotkey binds. A rewind toggle on R2. And it looks absolutely beautiful with the shader here. We got to do the low shader preset eagle. Then we're going to make sure we have rewind enabled here. Bam. Now wait to see how beautiful this game looks in the glorious Eagle shader, as well as 60 frames per second on an FX1 chip game. This is awesome. This is a game that's really annoyed me. I mean, the only way to really run this well up to this point has been on the SNES Classic using the default Canoe emulator. It was able to be basically OC'd and run well in there, but finally I have it running on this core great, 60 frames per second. So this is a true milestone in my own personal opinion because I love this game. So let's see how this runs here. And we do have rewind, awesome. And I bought this game on the day it came out, and it's always been one of my personal favorite games. Oh, this is running great. 60 frames per second, beautiful indeed. So this essentially runs about the same as Star Fox will run. They both run 60 frames per second now. We got a little turbo boost there. There we go. Use my sport button to do turbo. The second stage of this game is actually quite a cool stage. Reminds me of some of the Cruise and Exotica stages, the way the little sensation of speed is. But we got 60 frames per second here. Not complaining whatsoever. Oh yeah. Somebody else asked me about Super Mario World, so maybe I'll throw that in here for a quick second too. But yes, we got this game running 60 frames per second. Awesome stuff here. It even says FX on there to apply to the FX Chip 1 game. I've almost always got first place in this game. I mean, racing games are my forte. Racing games and shmups, without a doubt. And yes, you can run Gradius 3 and other such games on here, 60 frames per second as well, which is awesome. But not everything's awesome here. Let's see what else we have real quick. Do we have any other games? Oh yeah, we have the Super Mario World. We'll try that real quick and see how that runs at 60 frames per second. We'll do this with a full CD soundtrack as well. Again, the input, hotkey binds. And yes, I can do this permanently, but I like to do it each game here just so you can see exactly how to do it. I'm pretty sure after seeing this for 4 or 5 times in a row, you know how to do it now. R2, quick menu, rewind, on, quick menu shader, little shader preset, Eagle. And we're going to see Super Mario World with basically 60 frames per second with a full CD soundtrack, rewind, and Eagle shader. This is going to be awesome. And somebody personally requested this, so I'm doing this game for that specific reason right now. Oh, this sounds awesome. It looks beautiful. I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit here, because like I said, the normalization is a little bit off on some of the games. But we got 60 frames per second. Rewind's working fantastic here. And I almost always play all Mario games by simply holding down the run button. I never ever let go of the run game for any reason other than to use the fire flowers. So I'm always running. Any game where I can hold down the run button, I'm always running. This is running great. And if I get hit here, bam, I can rewind it. How awesome is that? Bam. See if I can remember how to do some of the moves. It's been a while. I forgot how to do that jump here. There we go. It was the circle button on my controller. It's been a while since I had to do that in this game. Circle button. Yeah, it's running perfectly. This is awesome. Okay, we have time for one more game here. Let's try to pick one more big winner game here. What do we have? Do one more. How about Mega Man X2 with a full CD soundtrack? Another tough cookie game, and it has an amazing soundtrack. So this will be our final game of the video. And this is a CX4 chip game. It is another special chip game. And this is one of the reasons that we did SNES 9X Bright, in order to basically properly emulate CX4. But here's the amazing soundtrack on this one, and love all the Mega Man games, even the offshoot ones, such as the soccer one. And of course, the Dragon's Lair style game, which I'm going to have to showcase as well in a future video. But let's see how this amazing guitar-oriented OST works here. And we want to make sure we have everything applied here as well. Quick menu, input, all that good stuff. Hotkey binds. Rewind. R2. Quick menu. Rewind on. Shader 2. Of course, the same thing. Eagle. And I'm going to try doing some more shaders in the future updates. But Eagle is still one of my favorite ones. So enjoy the final game of the video. There we go. The rewind's working awesome here. It should be at 60 frames per second once we start here. Yep. No problems whatsoever. No lag, no latency. It's just beautiful indeed. And I love the ability to be able to run here. I mean, it's going to be so quick into this first stage, being able to run through it. Now I'm really digging the soundtrack. Let's try to get to this first boss real quick, which should be pretty easy to take out. Okay, the little hand claw, like one of them machines you play when you're David Busters and all that. You have the stuffed animal that precariously teeters on the edge. Okay, we're nearing the little boss here. So if there are any other games you guys and gals would like to see me test before the update, let me know. Anything that you think doesn't run full frame per second, and I'll see what I can do to get them running 60 frames per second, like each and every test candidate I've showcased today. This should be a quick and easy battle. Loving this music here. Oh, that is awesome. Uh-oh. There we go. For the win. Well, hope you enjoyed the video, guys and gals. There'll be more to come.